No, I don't know. I think it's just like we just made the movie. It's not like we timed it to come out when it's come out. So it's kind of like a tricky question to answer because it was just like we got this opportunity, we made the
Yeah,
movie, and then it's come out in such an interesting time that
yes.
like it was planned for it. But it's, I think just the kind of like boldness and the unapologetic queer voice, I think is important in this moment in time. Hi, my name's Leela Varghese. I'm one of the writer-directors of Lesbian Space Princess.
And I'm Emma Hobbs, the other one.
My name's Justine. Welcome to Storied North. How are you doing today? Filmmakers of Lesbian Space Princess.
That's us, yes. We're doing great. It's so nice to be here in Toronto. So
We love
good.
it here. There's heaps of
We love the
squirrels.
squirrels.
The Blue Jays started winning once we touched down.
We are the lucky charm. That's all we're saying.
Walk us through the inception of this beautiful, fun, hilarious, very, moving personal empowerment against all odds love story with
Yeah.
original music.
Yeah, yeah. Space opera. Some people have said space opera.
Ah, very nice.
I love that.
So it started with the title, a great
Yeah.
title.
Title first.
And
Title.
then you worked backwards from there.
Well, I mean, like all great stories, it started with a shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was having a shower. And then the three words popped into my brain through the fog, lesbian space princess, and I ran out, naked, hair in a towel. Leela
We're
and I,
dating. We are a couple.
yeah. So
Oh, wonderful.
it
Okay,
was
great.
appropriate. And I said, babe, I got it. Lesbian space princess. Let's make the movie together.
So then what happened next?
Well, we got our producer on board once we started talking about it, and then there was a film lab being run out of South Australia, where we're from.
The idea is that it puts new voices in like writing and directing in cinema. It's called Film Lab New Voices.
And so we applied for that as a team. And at that point we had Syra, who's an anxious space princess, and we knew that she wanted to go on a journey of self-love. And yeah, we were successful. We got through to the lab, and so we got some funding from the South Australian government to write the script. And then we wrote the script with a script mentor over a year. And then at the end of the year, then we competed in the Hunger Games to get production funding. There were two other
That's a
teams.
joke. I mean, the context of that, you can just casually say it was the Hunger Games. We did say that the film lab process was a bit like the Hunger Games of filmmaking where we live, because there's just not an opportunities like that pop up, very often.
That's incredible. And I totally get that being a Canadian filmmaker. It is the Hunger Games. And it's a miracle when you get a film made. And just thank goodness that you had that support that came through and the timing was so perfect. And because this is just such a fun, beautiful film.
Yeah, it's very rare for first time directors to be given something like complete finance for a feature film is quite a rare thing because it's just not how the industry works. Like I always say that we kind of made it in the Matrix simulation. So now that we want to make a second feature, it's kind of like we have to do it in the real world.
We've never worked together before this movie, so this was kind of like the idea behind the film was that it was a great way for us to collaborate and bring together our different skills. So I'd made a bunch of live action comedy shorts,
Nice.
and I also have a live action short that's doing the rounds at the moment called "I'm the Most Racist Person I Know," which is also on the circuit at the moment. And I also come from musical comedy, like live performance on stage, and so that was kind of what I was bringing to the table.
Yeah, and I'm an animator, so I had done some animation shorts. And yeah, just passionate about queer voices in animation.
Tell us about the casting process for this, because the voices are fantastic.
Well, it's like a mixture of like beloved, amazing Australian actors with like great comedic voices as well, and then also like heaps of beloved Australian comedians.
Yeah. And so when we were like we had a list of the characters and we had a spreadsheet and a dream. Um and yeah, it was like in the end we just got to work with like all of these people that we were just massive fans of as well.
But yeah, basically some people, were people that some of the cast were like people we'd scouted and like they didn't even audition some sent in auditions. Shabana Aziz is like one of our good friends who plays Syra, who's also in The Pit on HBO at the moment.
Mm.
So that was a collaboration that was really lovely because we've been collaborating on short films with her for like a really long time. And so it was really cool for her to play the lead character in the film.
How close is your script to screen? How much did it change in the edit? How much did it change in the process from your screenplay to what is now what the audience gets to enjoy?
Yeah, I'd say it's like structurally like it's like had to stay very similar because it is an animation and there's so
Mm.
much writing on like keeping it kind of as planned. But luckily, like a lot where we did have a lot of fun is just like the dialogue and like there is improv from the actors, like Auntie Donna who play the Malians, got to do like a bunch of improv. But they were in the meanwhile scenes, which made it a little bit easier because those scenes were not as much driving the plot forward. So a lot of the rest of the story did have to kind of stay pretty close to the script. But we like totally always encouraged actors to kind of bring their own like jokes to it, bring their own vibe to each line. And so like I don't know if we'd say I would say it's like definitely like I don't know what percentage of the script do you think would say is close to
Oh God. I mean, it's pretty similar. There's just like some bits just gone,
much longer?
a bit longer.
Yeah, right on.
Yes, and
Yes, and I love that. And tell us about the animation process. How did you find your artists? You're an animator yourself. And so, how many are on your team? Walk us through that beautiful experience.
Yeah, so kind of the base kit was myself as the lead animator and Jeremy, who's one half of the production company, We Made a Thing. He came on board as the 2D compositor. So then from there we found Alice Lamb, who was one of our animators. We found her on the credits list. She worked on a Cult of the Lamb animated trailer, which is an amazing Australian game
Mm.
that I love. And so I was like, okay, cool, Alice Lamb, let's look at her Instagram. Great, let's get her in. And then Cheyenne was a recommendation from a friend. She's another one. She's the other animator. So we had two full-time animators for the whole project, work with us for 1 year. And then we had two background artists. One was a recommendation from the same friend, Maddie Karutz, who's in India right now promoting the movie.
Wow.
And then the guys that We Made a Thing had been mentoring another business owner, Ants Robinson, who was our other background artist. And that's the team.
That's fantastic. You guys did an amazing job. It's beautiful to watch. It's just so, I love luxuriating in this world. And I love the comedy that's in the visuals as well. Some of the posters on the walls and the spaceship and then the Malians lair or whatever. Like, it's really good stuff all around. I actually freeze framed a couple of times to be like, wait, what's going on in here?
yeah.
The stickers.
And that's our
Um,
amazing background artists who just like, you know, brought so much to the film and brought those backgrounds to life.
Yeah, the whole team felt very comfortable, like inserting their own jokes into the animation and the environment, which, like, we're just so lucky to have like that generosity.
Oh, that's so cool. Now I want to quickly touch on the dreaded conversation of AI. Did
Oh,
that infiltrate your world at all? Were people saying you should try this or that? Did you do any pitch decks with AI? Or was it completely nothing?
no,
No, rolling her eyes. I
absolutely
love
not.
it.
No, 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 no.
I'm an animator and an artist, so it's like I physically cannot. I don't even know how to use AI.
Okay,
Like I was doing the pitch deck and hand drawing like early versions of the characters myself, and doing all the graphic design.
nice.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a handmade animation. Like I didn't even want so part of the film is animated by puppet rigs, and I didn't even want the animators to generate like in betweens. It was more like stop motion with rigs.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Yeah. Because yeah, it's just like it just doesn't look as good. And like we animated it in Toon Boom Harmony, which doesn't, to my knowledge, it doesn't have any AI plugins yet. So
Mhm.
hopefully it stays that way, unlike, Photoshop, where it's like, you
They're
know,
just building it all in, aren't they? They're just
yeah.
building it all in everywhere.
They need to have a
Yeah.
conversation about consent. My goodness.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's an issue. I think we're going to face that more and more moving forward as filmmakers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of depressing seeing AI films just get selected and stuff.
I know. And it's
They,
weird.
they need their own film festivals, like an AI film festival. That's my opinion.
That's right. I also sit on the jury for a sci-fi film festival in Florida, and for the past 4 years, we've been getting submissions that are AI. And I'm like, but where do we put these? They have to be in their own category because we can't judge them on the normal story points or anything
Mm.
because it's AI generated.
Mm.
Anyway, let's move on from that. Are you releasing an original motion picture soundtrack with these fantastic songs?
Mhm.
Yes, they're actually available already, so you
What?
can get them on multiple platforms, including like Spotify and Apple Music and such.
Tell us about your film festival experience so far in the run. It's one of my favorite parts of the filmmaking process personally, is
Mm.
delivering them to audiences around the world at the festivals. And how many have you been able to attend? I saw Berlinale on your banner.
Yes, we had our world premiere there, which
Amazing.
was amazing.
Yeah. And then we went to Annecy, which is an animation festival. We went to we just came back from Sitges, which is a genre
Excellent.
film festival in Spain, which is heaps of fun.
Hmm.
We've been to a few
Sydney Film
smaller ones.
Festival,
Oh,
Sydney,
Sydney Film
New
Festival.
Zealand, close. These ones closer to home. South Korea,
Yeah, Bifan
fun.
in Bucheon,
Yeah.
Fantoche, and then
Are
I
you traveling to most of these?
These are the ones we have traveled to, and then the film has played at
I feel like
so
I've
many
been
more
in like
festivals than the ones we've
100
traveled to.
festivals or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, like so Tom's been to Mexico for
Guadalajara.
yeah, and then Hong Kong. Yeah, it's been the movie has its own, it's almost like we have our own, like the movie has its own life and we have our own life and the movie's off like traveling and we're like, okay, have fun, bye. Like
I love it. Do you have plans for a sequel or an rollout of some lesbian space princess universe?
Hmm. I think if there was going to be anything, maybe we'd make a game because the
Yes.
production company also makes games. I feel like there's potential to do something with Kiki's character. But yeah, no, we're just focusing on like the next thing because we just want to put lesbians in more genre films and also Leela's you should talk about.
Oh, well, with in terms of animation, we're excited. We've got like another animated project that might involve witches and fantasy, which is what Emma's talking about. And then I am also working towards a live action feature film that's a lo-fi sci-fi film.
Yeah, so sci-fi is a genre that you love to explore.
It is now. It wasn't always, but I've kind of fallen in love with it.
What do you like about it in particular?
I think I like that you can explore questions in a way that is quite alluring and intriguing. And so you can have the same exploration as a drama, but through a lens that is much more, I don't know, it's like much more interesting. And I think it makes people engage maybe that wouldn't typically engage with a certain topic.
I love that. What do you attribute the timing of this particular story and how it's resonating with audiences in the world right now, considering the world right now?
Yeah, I mean the world is I don't know if we can swear, but it's fucked.
Mm.
And so I feel like queer people, it's you know, in our own community, it's we're living in a world where trans rights can't be taken for granted. It's which is really bizarre because, you know, trans rights and queer rights should just be on the up and up, but it's on the down and down, it feels like. And so I feel like queer people just need and deserve a laugh. So many queer films are serious. And so I feel like, yeah, I don't know, the world is depressing.
Yeah. And so thank you for adding your
I think
light.
no, I don't know. I think it's just like we just made the movie. It's not like we timed it to come out when it's come out. So it's kind of like a tricky question to answer because it was just like we got this opportunity, we made the
Yeah.
movie, and then it's come out in such an interesting time that
Yes.
like it was planned for it. But it's, I think just the kind of like boldness and the unapologetic queer voice, I think is important in this moment in time. Just because I think, like you said, I think people need something to escape to, or something just to also show that there is a community and we can all stand together, and that it's also okay to be like loud and proud.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think it's a wonderful timing, and I thank you for adding this light and this joy and these. I was laughing in the first 5 minutes and I wanted to share it with a bunch of friends already. You know, in the first 5 minutes, I was like, wait, I'm going to send it to this friend and that friend and that friend who would just get such a kick out of it. So, this is your Canadian premiere,
Yeah,
Halloween.
has to be the coolest day for a film to come out. It's like, wow, couldn't have asked for a more spooky, fun release date.
Lesbians are famously scary.
Yes, we're terrifying.
Are you dressing up in your best space princess outfits?
Probably just be wearing our jumpers. So yes, and then we might have a little bit of Halloween fun to be had with the look as well.
That's great. I see we have a 2-minute warning. So I want to tell audiences in Canada to get your butts to the theater and see Lesbian Space Princess and see it again and invite your friends and celebrate this beautiful piece of animation and music and self-love, self-empowerment, just a joyful, joyful film to experience. And I thank you for your time.
Yeah,
And
thank you
So
so
much.
much. Thanks for chatting with us.